Hello YouTube. Today's video presentation is going to cover the comparison of these two Makarov pistols. The one to the left here is actually a PM grip. This grip is actually from Russia. I previously reviewed this because of its quick release, and it does take a little bit of breaking in. I do apologize again, I'm trying to do this single-handedly, but it will drop the magazine. And one thing I did find out is you do have to actually break it in a little bit more even after shooting the pistol. This pistol already had probably well over 600 rounds through it, and I did shoot roughly about another, I would say maybe another 24 to 25 rounds through it, possibly maybe in as many as 30. As you just saw, it did finally drop free. It does take a little bit of breaking in. It does take you out of your grip. However, one thing I do like is that if you're doing a two-handed grip, you can actually manipulate the slide release as well as your magazine release with your left thumb, and I'm using my right thumb here. What I have here is actually some targets, and I do apologize that I was attempting to film the shooting. However, because of the high wind where I was at, it was an open air facility, which in this case happens to be a friend's ranch. I just wanted to show the accuracy of it, but as you can see, even though considering the high wind, some of the rounds went high and some of them went low, you can still see that it's roughly within a 1.5 to 2 inch groupings. As you can see here, had a couple of strays, and here we have here. And this was just out of one mag. And then I'll also have here the FAB Defense mag release, which you can see here. It's not very well positioned here. Here we go. So there you have it. Now with this one, I did shoot, and the accuracy is there. Again, shooting in high wind kind of makes it impossible. As you can see, the groupings are relatively nice, provided you do your part. I just wanted to touch base also to give you an update as far as the feel of shooting with this pistol. It is very comfortable. Now, I did encounter one experience where I accidentally placed my thumb here, since I am a right-handed shooter, and I accidentally released the mag to slightly see it drop. It didn't drop all the way. I just simply brought it back in. So it's just a matter of manipulating the position of your thumb and getting accustomed to shooting that, but it will not get in the way, as some people have made comment about this. But again, it's just a matter of practicing using your pistol with this type of grip. It's highly still recommended. It's a good value for the money. And again, one of the good things about it is that the palm swells are down here towards the bottom, and it is similar to the Russian Baikal grip up to about right here. Now after this, of course, this is the added on beaver tail. But with the 21-pound wolf spring, I did not notice any harsh conditions as far as the recoil hurting my hand or my wrist or anything like that. It's very comfortable and very easy to handle the pistol with this grip. This one also is very nice because it still gives you the placement of your thumbs, similar to the original Target competition style grips. The texture is very similar, but this one actually has the palm swells here, as you can see. With this one, basically it gives you a better purchase up top, whereas this one gives you the better purchase towards the bottom. But they're both comfortable to shoot. This one was very nice and pleasant in shooting. The grip is slightly thinner than the FAB Defense, but overall I was quite happy with both, and I would definitely recommend both. It's a matter of preferences, one over the other. And so I did shoot a little bit more with the FAB Defense Markarov because that was one that I recently had been acquired. So I did shoot more magazines through it. But as you can see, if you do your part, it will group considering the extreme weather conditions that I was dealing with. It was a pleasant day, just very, very high wind. And but you can see here, you know, you can group if that's your thing. You can do one or two. Here's a couple of ones that are pairing up. Same thing here. Here's a nice little group of 3. Here's a nice little double tap, not even about an inch. So it is respectable. But I just wanted to give you some feedback on that. On both of these quick release magazine grips, because again, it avoids having the heel release. This one's a little bit more easier to manipulate if you have small hands, whereas this one's a little bit more favorable if you have larger hands, because again, the thumb release. If you have small hands, you can work around that single-handedly. You can practice on manipulating that. With this one, the one thing I will say is that it did take a little bit of breaking in, because I always had a little bit of a difficulty trying to get this magazine to release using the heel release, but it did eventually make it a lot easier to manipulate and release it. Of course, when the magazine is loaded or has some weight to it, it's easier to drop than when it's empty. If you just happen to manipulate it, as you see here, again, it's just a matter of practice. But there it goes. Again, I did it with this finger, my index. But if you're backing it up here, you can always manipulate it with this. With this one, it's a lot easier because again, it's for a right-handed shooter. In the case of the left-handed one, then if you would use it with the opposite. But both of them are nice. If you want to have both of them, if you happen to have 2 Makarovs, that's great. You can always manipulate either one or switch out or just have one for each. And I would still highly recommend either one, as well as the Pierce grips. The advantage that I would say with the Pierce grip that it does give you is that it's basically stock type configuration with the fact that it's made out of rubber, so that does help with the recoil absorption. However, with these polymer ones, again, if you use a 21-pound wolf spring, you tune it and it gives you that advantage. So now you just focus on the purchase and not so much of the recoil to hurt you, because again, if you do the proper purchase or grip, you can manipulate that. And also with these, one of the things that I was able to do is actually go to a double action firing, and I didn't have any struggles and efforts trying to get the hammer to drop on its own. As you can see, it's quite easy. So that's kind of an advantage of having these grips also compared to the stock one, which is very unpleasant to shoot. Now this one, of course, the safety's on, but you can see that it's a lot easier. So thank you for watching. I hope this helps. Enjoy Makarovs.